Okay, well, agenda item 1 was we wanted to talk about this whole issue of the consultation, the representation, communication between the Buskers and TfL, and try and get some kind of system up and running that everybody's happy with. Does everyone want to come in with any comments and suggestions? We've got some roving lights here. Yep. Just shout. I think we can hear us.
Although with my inclusion hat on, is there anybody here that won't be able to hear? Or you wouldn't be able to hear me anyway.
We've actually got some acoustic mics here. If you can't hear me, you can forward and speak.
So basically, the thing would be simply having regular meetings, as Michael was saying, and discuss from time to time what the changes may be or should not be. Simply having maybe, I don't know, every four months or so, three meetings a year with possibly all Buskers or committee of Buskers.
Yeah. Just to get out from virtual world, we are in some way receiving every Friday very nice written letters, which in a way lose kind of trust in some way when you read it. Because it really sounds nice, but in some way I don't get it. Yeah. But there's no way back. I'm learning things, but I can't.
You can't. It's all one way.
Yeah. It's just one way. Yeah. It doesn't work this way.
The thing is as well that we kind of feel that the management of the office don't really necessarily understand what it's like to actually busk and how their policies do affect it. And without that kind of face-to-face discussion, which would be invaluable if they were to actually listen to us, it's not a question of undermining their authority. It's a question of actually trying to be as constructive as we can. We have been doing it, most of us, for years and years and years. We know what the effects on the ground are. Planet tells a story that none of them will come to this meeting tonight. We've invited them verbally and by letter.
Okay.
The gentleman here at the back.
Just another practical way to show the things of communication with Buskers. The day that we renew the license, we are home and just with a normal. We will have even 5 minutes to see Robert Barney or other people in the underground. We will have a chance to see face to face. That's a practical example, just to see that we are not having a communication with the scheme, with the directors or with the people that are in charge.
Yeah. Okay. Can I ask you then, was there a reason why the meetings were suspended? Did you need to do that? Were you just too busy? And what happened?
Well, it was automatic that managed it. So when we brought it back in house, it was very much a scramble to find the money and keep the thing going, to keep it running when there was an awful lot of pressure to save money. So yeah, and I guess the difficulty, the worry that we have is that will we get, if we have quarterly meetings, will we get a true representation at those quarterly meetings, or do we need sort of the things that we're looking at now? Do we need an elected group, or is there something that can actually synthesize some of their ideas and present us with that? We're not sure how to do that. But I agree that it's something that needs discussion back to it. It's just being a flat no.
Would you be willing to hold a regular dialogue meeting then, if we could come to some agreement about what a good format would be?
It's down to the format. I guess I partly also don't understand, and I'm relatively new to this, but I don't understand what extra that will give us as opposed to a telephone number or email, what that synthesis of the meeting extra will give us.
We'd like for you to ask us the changes that affect just us. For example, any changes that affect health and safety and stations having closed pitches because of engineering work, obviously that's down to you. But booking, things like that, and all those things affect the London Underground at all. It doesn't matter who plays on those pitches, all you want to make sure is that it all runs smoothly. But those changes directly affect us, our income, and our happiness. So we'd like you to ask us for ideas before you make changes to the system. So it would be really useful to have some kind of group, whether it's an elected committee.
There's also a huge advantage to have, if you're just having that face-to-face, where you can bounce ideas back. If it's all in emails, And the emails tend to get ignored. I find often, however, so many emails over the years that you've been running this. I've never really had an acknowledgement or a direct reply. It just comes out in the next newsletter, our policy will be this, thank you for your input. And it's very demoralising when you care passionately about it's your livelihood that's at stake, to just have that kind of stonewalling.
Yeah, the learning can be two-way, and I mean, we just learned something that LLUbuskers was struggling to keep the scheme going, and it's great that the scheme's still going, so...
I'd like to know if you are aware basically of what, I mean, the main thing that got us, on our feet recently was that they told us that there was going to be a major change in the booking system. They say you're going to be divided into 2 groups. You're aware the booking starts at 9:30. Now, if you get the line and you manage to speak, say, in the first half an hour or an hour, you're still able to get decent slots and places where it's worth it to go and bus. If you get the line at 12 o'clock, then there's really no point because you don't even make the money for it. It's as simple as that. So it's a thing on the first come, first served base. And they said to make things more equal, we divide you in 2 groups. Group A called 9:30 when the line's open, Group B calls at 1. Okay. Now, which would mean that effectively that the week that I was on the group that calls at 1 o'clock and everybody else, there was no point whatsoever in calling. So I was reduced to bus half of the time that I was supposed to, that I want to do. And they told us, oh, it's going to be like this. We had a few feedback, most of them positive. And we had held a call with the Yahoo group that we have, and like the vast majority, who knows what was it? 90% voted against it. And we told them, look, if something doesn't change at all for you, but it may have a massive impact on us, like David was saying. So please, if you're making any move like this, tell us. And thank God, we decided yes. But the reply to discuss this thing personally was like, no, we keep getting a nasty attitude from buskers, and until things are like this, we refuse to have any kind of communication.
I do suspect that as I feel nervous while talking about this. This is really one of the issues I think a lot of buskers have. Is that certain people in the office, you get the idea that if you do say anything that's not necessarily nasty, but certainly critical, then maybe you might be blacklisted or have something plot against your name. And I know certainly from conversations I've had, I was very opposed to what Beppo was talking about, these changes. There was just this, I got the impression that there was almost a surreptitious sort of, oh, we know who these rate leaders are, they were pushing against all of this. And when we talk about consultation, representation, communication, I'd like to know that it was on a level playing field and we were all working towards exactly the same thing, which is a positive outcome, as we've all been talking about, rather than sort of, keep your mouth shut, because we all have to, we are very vulnerable, it's our profession.
There's a kind of divide and rule tactic, I think, slightly.
Because we're a disparate group, we really are, but we're all licensed, and so hence we need to speak with a relatively unified voice.
There are 3 things that we really want to see. And we've discussed this in our Yahoo group, and some of us even met a few days ago about it. And there was consensus, unanimous, and that's unusual because often we disagree with each other. We disagree with each other a lot.
Just less than half of buskers belong to the Yahoo group.
Yes.
So unanimous within the small, the relevant small.
Well, actually,
Okay, I can see this is going to be an issue. We're going to sort this out amicably.
Peter's the moderator.
Let Michael finish. And then...